We are heading into Act 2 through the elevator in the Grimforge.
Who there, wanderer? Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man. May I inquire if perchance you retain among your traveling companions a man who adheres to the given name of Gale?
May I inquire who's inquiring?
Should it be the nature of our acquaintance that interests you, well, you may safely classify Gale and I as friends. Should it be the nature of your present interlocutor that you desire to drag from the dark and unknown, I shall be glad to aid in your quest for illumination and identify myself as Elminster. Elminster Aumar. Now, if this answer satisfies you, let us linger no longer in this limbo of indecision, but settle on your knowledge of the individual I seek.
I do know Gale, yes. He's in our camp at the moment.
Ever a man of leisure. Would it pain you greatly to assist me along the little voyage I intend to undertake to this aforementioned camp?
Let's see what he has to say.
It would be my pleasure.
And I would confirm it to be so. Please, after you. My thanks for your excellent guidance. And yonder I spy the object of my pursuit.
Elminster?
The very same, Gale. And a fair bit miffed he is, too, finding himself forced to expose his best pair of boots to so many miles of country road on your behalf.
I don't understand. How so on my behalf?
I was bid to spare neither time nor my own self to find you. She sent me, Gale. You know of whom I speak.
But why? Out with it, Elminster. Please.
Young man, has your sojourn away from Bortity washed away your decorum as well as your patience? Nigh a 10-day I've gone without honest fare, worthy of the name. Drank naught, but what the sky entitled my thirst. Why, some bread, cheese, and a cup of wine would appear unto me a feast. Surely you won't begrudge me a mite of rest and repast before I get out with it?
Can't pass up a chance to mess with him a little bit.
Yes, Gale, where is your decorum?
Oh, for the love of...
Fine. I'll turn a deaf ear to the clarion calls with which my scorned stomach beseeches me. Graver matters are at hand. Plenty to digest, after all. A good deal to stew over, if you will. Words ladled with import should be savored so as to better absorb their meaning. Wouldn't you agree?
Elminster!
Right. You see, that is to say, Gale, my boy, I've come to address a most pressing matter. I'll speak as plainly as I can, forswearing the accustomed frills that decorate my speech. I'm here on behalf of Mystra. The message and the charge I bring you are hers.
Speak fast then, for none of this pertains to me.
You know where you went wrong, Gale. No, we needn't dwell on that here and now. But even so, you're to be given a chance of redemption.
Mystra would consider... forgiveness?
She would consider... what she considers to be forgiveness. Mystra is aware of the misadventures that have befallen you both. She knows of your strife with the Absolute, that most insidious of evils.
More scheming gods. Ugh. If even the gods know, why are we facing these threats alone?
They choose the instruments of their will with great precision. Sometimes the single drops we think we are do not realize what waves we are building up to be. Do not discount yourself, and by the same token, do not discount your enemy. You must know that the Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live, even those who are undying. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself. That is why I have come here to charge you, Gale, with its destruction. It is Mystra's belief that only you can.
Hogwash. Idle beliefs and false hopes.
That which I speak of, as Gale well knows, is neither idle nor false. Rather, it is unnatural.
The all.
Precisely. Mystra has granted me the power to stop the clock, as it were, on the orb's rush to overpower you. Instead, you will be able to unleash its lethal combustion at will.
Interesting. This could be help or hindrance. We shall have to see.
You must find the heart of the Absolute, whatever that may be, and use yourself as the catalyst that will burn it from this world.
Say what you will, but you can't force Gale to go through with this.
No, indeed. But I think she trusts me too.
It brings me no pleasure saying this, my friend, but such is Mystra's will. Yours must be the sacrifice that will undo the Absolute. And for your sacrifice, you will be redeemed. Such is Mystra's promise. With that, I've said my sorry piece, and need only bestow unto thee the charm I was bid. Mina hastra mistrariel, Italion, thras annas diffra. It is done. Both charge and charm have been committed into your care. To you, I commit into care Gale himself. I count on you to shepherd him well on this strangest of journeys.
There's still a long journey ahead. We'll find another way.
Or some other fortune altogether.
Like moons make swell and wane the nescient seas, so too the sky-strewn gods ordain the tidal fates of mortal days. And yet, an ocean born in lonely hours, come ebb, come flow, come all that is beyond the breadth of our dominion. Be a moon unto yourself. Even the waves of fate can break upon the shores of will.
All right, Elminster.
Farewell, my friend.
Farewell, Elminster. I'm glad she chose you.
Let's see what Gale has to say about all that.
An audience with Elminster is never less than memorable. I'd have hoped to introduce you to him in less dire circumstances. But those are hard to come by these days.
He didn't seem much a friend, showing up and demanding you kill yourself.
It's not a demand he wanted to make of me. As Mystra's chosen, he had no choice but to deliver her message. However much it pained him to do so. For Mystra to have sent him, the severity of her bidding could not be clearer, or weigh more heavily on me. Time seems so infinite when you're young. A month is an age. A year is a lifetime. It is a strange feeling to realize how little of it one might have left.
You're seriously considering doing what Elminster said?
Of course. We offer the clearest solution to our problem. All I have to do is find the right place and time, close my eyes, and let go. Then the slate will be clean. Wrongs will be righted, the absolute will be gone, and I along with it.
So that's it? You're on a suicide mission now?
Possibly the most spectacular one ever conceived. But essentially, yes. I'm living on borrowed time, in more ways than one. Perhaps this is how it must be. That remains ahead of us for now. The heart of the Absolute must be discovered before I can stop its beating.
You're not blowing yourself up, Gale. I won't let you.
Let's save such certainty for the moment such a decision is upon us. We may feel differently once we know what we're truly up against.
What an imbecile.
Nyxx certainly thinks all of this is ridiculous.
I can't believe Mystra actually expects Gale to just sacrifice himself like that. Seems like a waste of a fine mind.
We actually agree on something for once.
Oh, was that Gale's granddad?
Looked like it.
Wonder if he's a wizard too. He's certainly got the beardliness for it. Why'd he come all this way to track us down?
I don't think it actually was. It turns out Gale has an explosive bomb in his chest, and Mystra has asked him to use it to blow up the heart of the Absolute.
Whoa now, he's got a... Well, I guess that would explain a little, but... Mystra? I mean, this is a lot to take in. What's he going to do?
I'm not sure. I think he's of several minds.
Well, tell him to pick the right one. Well, better yet, I'll do it. Fucking wizards, man. They always need help picking the simple, obvious option. If Mystra can't think of another way to stop the Absolute than sacrificing Gale, she's no god worth worshipping.
Hells yeah.
I'll say that to Gale in, you know, gentle terms.
Karlach is the best.
A shame my first brush with the famed Elminster couldn't be a tad more optimistic. Listen, I might invoke the Triad from time to time, appeal to Helm, but I'm no man of faith. Not like Gale. I don't know what drives a man to consider his own death, among countless others, to be an appropriate exchange for his goddess's forgiveness. To me, it all sounds like nonsense. The faith that matters most is that which you hold in yourself, in the ones that most matter to you. Big Bomb be damned. Gale's got everything he needs to defeat the Absolute already. Talent, nerve, and powerful allies at his side. I hope he'll come to see that.
If Nyxx had an affinity scale, it would have just skyrocketed for Will. Words of wisdom.
Elminster. Even the Githyanki have heard tell of the Sage of Shadowdale.
Some of his works have been translated to Tirsu. That doesn't mean his every word carries wisdom, however. Near as I can tell, Mystra demands Gale's faith, but holds no faith in him. Why else would she demand Gale sacrifice himself, and perhaps so many others? Does she not think he can destroy the Absolute with his own immense talents? Does she not know the mighty company that he keeps? Demanding Vlaakith may be, but she acts for the good of the Githyanki people. Mystra is concerned only for herself. Perhaps he'd find forgiveness in a fiery death. But I can't help but wonder why he'd want it at all.
Yes, everybody else sees sense. Just not Gale. Okay, while we're here, let's ask Lae'zel about the disc from the Underdark.
The disc appears in your mind's eye. Lae'zel sees it too, and considers the vision.
Tirsu markings. Ancient. I recognize them, but I can't make sense. No. Wait. The texts are enciphered, but I've solved the pattern. It's a story. About Orpheus.
Your head buzzes in concert with Lae'zel's, but it hardly matters. Even without the connection, you'd recognize her discomfort.
I've read this one already. What do you make of it?
Drivel, all of it. Gith declared Vlaakith Queen of the Empire, and her own son defied her. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich.
And if it's true, it sounds like Vlaakith betrayed Gith and seized the throne.
She did nothing of the sort. Thank your good fortunes I'm a tolerant woman, or I'd have sliced off a few toes for suggesting it.
The irony of seeing Mystra as a phony, but not Vlaakith?
I can't believe Mistra's demanding Gale sacrifice himself to destroy the Absolute. It's just a waste of a perfectly good cult that we could be controlling. And a waste of a perfectly good Gale, I suppose.
And with that, I guess it's time for bed. Actually, we're in dangerous territory. I think Nyxx would want to make sure Astarion's at his best.
Hello, my sweet.
You can feed on me tonight if you'd like.
Then I'll see your delicious self tonight. I've been thinking about the runes Cazador carved into my back. I don't know much about Infernal, but I know anything written in Devil script is going to be bad news. I'm afraid that through those ruins, somehow, Cazador might still be able to dominate me.
Did he carve runes into any of the other spawn?
Oh yes. We all got the same treatment. But I can't exactly stroll up and ask to look at their backs, can I? They're still under Cazador's clawed thumb. No. I thought I might ask someone else. Our devilish friend, Raphael. If anyone's going to know about infernal text, he will.
Sure, makes sense.
I knew you'd see the pragmatic side. Unfortunately, he comes and goes in his own schedule, so we'll just have to look out for any sulphurous odors or the sound of questionable poetry. Meanwhile, I think I'll spend some time studying the art of infernal negotiations. Hello, beautiful.
So, why ask Raphael about your scars? What's your plan?
It's not a plan yet. More a feeling. Just an itch at the back of my mind. But I know I'm missing something. Whatever Cazador did to me, it was more than his usual sadism. It had purpose. Once I know what that purpose was, maybe a plan will present itself. But for now, I just need to scratch this itch.
Hey, soldier, well, I'm not feeling so good. My engine is getting worse. Feels like it's going to burst out of my chest. We need to catch up with Damon. See if he's thought of a way to fix this thing. If it can be fixed.
What'll happen if he can't tune you up in time?
Well, I imagine it's lights out, Big K. And then it'll be just you, your parasite, and the wild yonder. I'm sure you'd manage. But this old girl's got a few things to do before it comes to that.
The voice of the Absolute is strong here. And getting stronger. I don't know how much longer I can resist it.
But it's good to see you're making progress.
You took an unexpected route here. You did a brave thing. Saving those people in the grove.
Honestly, I didn't do it for them. The goblins were in my way, so I killed them.
I commend your efficiency.
The hurt runs deeper than he's willing to show you.
If we think back to Nyx's backstory, we remember that the Guardian is presenting himself as Nyx's long-lost brother, and I think the guilt they still feel over his absence, plus the fact that they still don't trust him, means I'm gonna go with say nothing.
Beneath the resilient veneer, a touch of fragility. He needs comfort.
Yeah, again, I don't think Nyx feels capable, nor do they feel worthy of comforting him. So we'll go with say nothing, just wait.
It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy.
Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already. I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through.
Alright, a new morning. We'll gear up and actually go into the Shadow Curse lands this time.
I won't have to worry about the sun, at least.
Even in the Underdark, I never saw gloom like this. It's unsettling.
Alas, it's the only path to Moonrise Towers. We have to push into the dark.
Okay, we've got to get our torches ready so that we don't succumb to the Shadow Curse.
Interesting times.
Stay together. Keep to the light. Stop! Who's there?
Nyxx, warrior Doms. I mean you no harm.
I'll be the judge of that. Stow your weapons, put your hands up, and walk into the light, slowly. Jonas, move in!
I'm not sure why the shadow is blue. If anybody wants to help me figure it out, check out the description, please.
Where are you? Jonas? Can you see our torches?
I can't see anything! Something's wrong!
Follow my voice! Come back to the light!
Who's there? Meg? Is that...
Jonas?
There you are. Come. Join me.
Jonas.
Guards up, everyone. I'm not letting the shadows take anyone else today.
Harpers, you heard him. To arms! Well done. Now we've got to move. I know a safe place. Give me your map. Keep your torch high. If you step into the shadows, you'll be felled in a heartbeat.
Safe place? You mean somewhere the shadows can't penetrate?
That's right. Protected by magic. Only spot in the region that's not been swallowed up by this damn curse. Light will save you here on the outskirts, but a few paces deeper you're screwed. If you want to catch your breath, the inn's the only place to do it. Hope to see you there. Harpers, move out!
You see a man stalking slowly through the woods, bow half drawn. If he bags a deer, the whole family will be kept fed all winter. You see an older woman on her knees scrubbing the floor of an inn. The patrons made a mess of things again the night before.
Where lies your guilt?
The wailing moan.
What's going on here?
You walk in the darkness unafraid. How curious. A fair point. Perhaps this one could assist us. The murdered lie silent. The raven asks, will you be their voice?
Oh yeah, they're definitely a murderer, so I'm not gonna pick the monk option.
Depends. Who murdered this woman?
She is not the victim. Nay, she is the perpetrator. This woman tended a bar where she took her patrons, her friends, into her confidence. Promised their secrets were safe with her. Yet she turned their words into knives and stabbed them in the back. They died because of her. And to this day, her victims lie unavenged.
I doubt you're here out of the goodness of your heart.
I have no heart. I seek a record of this one's crimes, written in her own hand. Through it, I can summon her spirit and force her to face trial for her crimes.
Now we'll go with the monk option.
You are not an impartial judge. Why have you decided her guilt already?
My reasons are of no consequence. Your soul sparks with justice, with fortitude. This is your chance to bring a murderer to justice, to avenge her victims. Will you take it?
I just have to quickly cut in here with some nerdy D&D knowledge because He Who Was is such a cool character. He's a Shatter Kai, which is a kind of elf from the Shadowfell realm, so he's immortal. Plus he's a Gloomweaver, which is a cool class, kind of like a warlock, I guess. He's just so badass. Also, he's totally Nyx's speed. Sorry, Astarion. I also love how every single companion approves of you helping him. So that has to be proof he's just the best. So yeah, we're gonna go with...
I will. What must I do?
I thank you. As to those who died by her words. Go to the distillery, the one she calls the Waning Moon. Find the ledger and bring it to me. If you do not approve, you can leave.
Just step around this dead body.
I thought...
Raven stares at you.
We'll do a nature check.
There is a malevolence in this bird, rooted deep. It would not be wise to touch it.
Understood. Let's do a potion of animal speaking.
Everyone hates you.
Well, the feeling is mutual.
Lies. You'll die alone, you know. Pathetic.
Alright, just got eviscerated by a bird.
Do not look at me like that.
I'm gonna stand here for a minute because he says something that I just want to catch.
Our orders do not matter. We make our own destiny now.
Is he gonna say it?
We will leave soon enough.
Leave!
No, not until we've dealt with Madeline. We are fortunate to have found a companion.
Companion. Companion.
Be at ease. None could ever replace you.
I mean, come on, how cute is that? If only we could have him as a real companion.